Hi students, today we are going to start with your second lecture of electrostatics, in which we are going to study the second application of Gauss law. In first lecture we have studied introduction about electrostatics, Gauss law, and we have studied application of Gauss law, that is first application of Gauss law, which is in your syllabus, that is electric field intensity due to uniformly charged spherical shell or hollow sphere. And along with this we have studied one problem based on your first application of Gauss law. Okay, today we are going to start with your second application of Gauss law, which is electric field intensity due to infinitely long straight charged wire. As you can see on your screen that this cylinder, which is made up with the solid line, is infinitely long straight charged wire which is having radius capital R. Here length of the wire is not mentioned, it is because it is infinitely long. Okay, so what we are going to find out here, that electric field intensity due to this wire. Okay, for that what we are going to consider, lambda, which is linear charge density, or you can say charge per unit length. If you are going to consider Q is charge and L is the length, then Q divided by L is the lambda, that is linear charge density. Now here epsilon is what? Permittivity of dielectric medium in which this wire is placed. Okay, so here epsilon is equal to epsilon naught K. Epsilon naught is what? Permittivity of free space, and K is what? Dielectric constant. To find electric field intensity due to this infinitely long straight charged wire, what we are going to consider? One point P near to the charged wire, okay, which is at distance R from the wire. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to imagine one coaxial Gaussian cylinder, that is the cylinder which is drawn in the figure with dotted lines is the Gaussian cylinder, because it is imaginary one thing and is having radius R, and L is the length of that cylinder. This point P, which we have considered before, outside the infinitely long charged wire is lying on this imaginary Gaussian cylinder. Okay, now what we are going to do, consider coaxial cylinder of length L and radius R passing through point P. Right, so here we have considered one cylinder, or you can say Gaussian cylinder, which is coaxial. Coaxial means what? The wire and imaginary cylinder both are having same axis, that is called as coaxial cylinder. Now TS is what? Area around point P. Now here see in the we have drawn small area around point P, that is ds. ds bar is what? Area vector, or vector ds is what? Area vector along point P. E is what? Electric field at area ds. So here ds is what? Area around point P. Now E dot ds, as you have seen in your vector A dot B, vector A dot vector B is equal to AB cos theta. Just like this, E vector E dot vector ds is equal to E ds cos theta. Here we have took value of cos theta is 1. It is because you can see in the figure area vector and electric field is directed along same direction or along same path, which is radially outward, and due to that a angle between them is 0. And as you know, if theta is 0, cos theta is 1. So vector E dot vector ds is equal to what? E dot ds. We can consider it as equation 1. Now what is capital E? E is the electric field at point P, and which is directed radially outward, which you can see from the figure. Now here we are going to find the flux through area ds. Okay, now we have written here d phi. It is because we are going to calculate the equation, or we are going to find out flux through small area ds. That is why we have written here small flux d phi, which is E ds. Okay, now if you want to find total flux, what you have to do? Integrate equation number 2. Then what you will get? Total flux through the Gaussian surface, means total flux through this dotted cylinder, or you can say total flux through imaginary cylinder. Okay, so vector E dot vector ds you have calculated, or you have derived, that is E ds, that is closed integration of E dot ds is equal to closed integration of E ds. As you know, these, due to symmetry of the cylinders, electric field will be same at all the points on the curved surface of the cylinder, and which is directed radially outward, and due to that you can consider E is constant, and which you can take outside the integration, and integration of ds is what? Area of cylinder, that is 2 pi r l. Okay, now according to Gauss law, phi is equal to what? Q divided by epsilon naught. That is, यहाँ पे आप क्या कंसिडर करोगे? K is equal to 1. Now you can equate equation number 3 and 4. Then you can write Q divided by epsilon naught, which is equal to E 2 pi r l. Now lambda is what? Linear charge density, which is given by equation charge per unit length, which is Q divided by L. I have written here wrong, that is Q divided by Its long knot. Okay, it should be Q divided by L. Okay, then Q is what? Lambda into L. So lambda into L, its long knot is equal to E 2 pi R L. Okay, so if you cancel L from both the sides, and if 2 pi R L you can take on the other side, you will get the equation E is equal to lambda divided by 2 pi epsilon naught R. Okay, and the direction of electric field E is directed outward if lambda is positive and direction of electric field is directed inward if lambda is negative. Means what? If cylinder is or wire is positively charged, direction of electric field is directed outward, and if wire is negatively charged, direction of electric field is directed inward. Okay, now we will study one problem on this application, which is the length of straight thin wire is 2 m. It is uniformly charged with a positive charge of 3 microcoulomb. Calculate the charge density of the wire and electric field intensity due to wire at point 1.5 meter away from the center of wire. Firstly, we can write what is given in your problem, that is Q is equal to 3 microcoulomb, which you can convert it into the coulomb, which is 3 into 10 raised to minus 6 coulomb. Length is given 2 meter and radius is given 1.5 meter. Firstly, what you have to calculate? Charge density lambda, that is linear charge density. Again I have written here wrong, you can correct it. Lambda is equal to Q divided by L. Okay, so lambda is equal to Q divided by L. Here Q is what? 3 into 10 raised to minus 6 divided by 2, which after calculation you will get the value 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 6 coulomb per meter. Secondly, what you have to calculate? Electric intensity. E is equal to lambda divided by 2 pi epsilon naught R. So, if you put all the values in this formula, that is E is equal to lambda is calculated as is the value 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 6 divided by 2 into 3.142 into 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12 into 1.5. Here R is given, which means distance of point P from the axis of cylinder is what? 1.5. So 1.5, which is equal to E is equal to 1.798 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per coulomb, which will be the electric intensity due to the wire. Okay, this is all about second application of Gauss law. In next lecture we will start with the third application of Gauss law. Thank you.